Going to talk about something else tonight, and then it. I had a friend have a mother pass, and it sparked me to talk about this subject. But before we get too far along, let me introduce myself. Of course, my name is Kathy, and I'm a tea leaf and tarot reader. I've been doing readings professionally for over almost 5 years now, and really enjoying providing messages to people who feel like they're at crossroads or wondering which way to turn and looking for some sort of guidance or reassurance, because I really do believe most people know the answer. They just have don't always believe themselves or don't always trust themselves. So I'm here to help guide and help you connect with your spirit guides and help you make some of those decisions, whether it's tiny or big. I'm here. So as well, I sell tea. So if you're a steep tea or sipology lover, I have over 100 different teas, everything from green to black to red to white to rooibos. We have the most lovely tea, and it's fresh. They package it in Hamilton and then ship it out across Canada. So if you're a tea lover, you need to check that out as well. So tonight, what are we talking about tonight, right? And Facebook is popping up stuff on me, so sorry if I'm not looking at the camera very well. But tonight, I wanted to come on and talk about passing and what, not necessarily what happens, but how we can deal with it and what, um, not even learn or how we can cope in some way with it. So, as I said, I have a dear friend whose mom passed this week, um, and I really want to support her, but it's very difficult because obviously everybody deals with grief differently. But I wanted to see what Spirit had to say about grieving and about people passing. My understanding, and again, everybody is able to have their own point of view and their own way of looking at things, but from what I believe, we all return to the light. So, if we were suffering when we were here, if we weren't necessarily a good person when we were here, it all doesn't matter because we're all going to heaven, to the light, to angelic beings. So there is no judgment up there. There is no guilt up there. There is no good or bad up there. It's all just light and love. So for some people that would be comforting, hopefully, to know that your loved ones are no longer in pain, your loved ones are no longer suffering, and that they are able to help you from the other side as well. So that's how I connect with my guides as well. I believe my parents, because both of them have passed, do come and help me when I do my readings or when I'm dealing with other, with my clients and providing messages. I'm quite comfortable knowing that their presence is around and that they're here to help guide me, and I do talk to them as well and get their opinion. So one of the key things I wanted to do tonight was pull out my tea leaf reading cards and see what sort of message Spirit had, specifically for this person, as I said, that had lost someone very recently, but also for all of us who are grieving our parents. It doesn't have to be something that happened recently. We all, still miss that relationship or want to fix that relationship or need to forgive in that relationship. So I'm back to seeing what Spirit has to say about, and specifically, I'm talking about parents. So, what do we have to know about grieving or our parents having passed? So, I'm missing up the cards, and I'm going to pick three because anyone that follows me knows that I love three because it tells a bit of a story. So, Spirit says what we need to know. Oh, grapes. So, the crazy thing that a lot of people who have a very religious background don't even think about the fact that our guides and our angels and our past loved ones actually do want us to have fun. So we're not here on earth to be serious. We're not here on earth to pay pendants to anyone. We're not supposed to fear God. We are actually here to have fun, to enjoy things. And if you're looking to manifest a whole bunch of stuff, having fun is the quickest way to do that. So their first message is go out and have fun. So time to go out and have fun. That's what the grapes are saying. In a knot. There we go. Unsuccessful plans. So to me, this knot is representing us getting tied up in knots and us thinking that there's only one way to feel or only one way to do things as opposed to doing and feeling whatever you do. So we all grieve differently. We all have a way of dealing with that. We all need to just kind of let go and release these knots so that we can move forward and not necessarily put labels on everything and what's going on. Oh, and the peacock. Beware of pride. So to me, the peacock too is basically, it could go with the having fun, but it's also about the fact that, you know, dressing up and putting on a display isn't necessarily helping you move through or helping you get to where you want to be. So if you act like the peacock and kind of show off and make everybody think that everything's fine when it's not fine, you're not any further ahead. Eventually, you need to deal with these things. And I was actually talking to a friend today about the fact that when my father in particular, my mom passed many years ago, more than 20. But when my dad passed, I was like rock solid at the funeral and nobody thought, or everybody thought that I had everything together and I was being cool and collected and it wasn't really bothering me, if that's the right word. But really, I was just putting on a show. And I knew the crash was coming at one point. So to me, this is what the peacock is telling us, that just because we put on a show doesn't mean that we know really what's going on underneath and what the emotions are, and we really do have to deal with the emotions at some point. So I'm not a grief counselor, but I know there are many stages to grief, and we need to go through each of them, and we need to use them to help us get to a place where hopefully we are not necessarily even accepting, but able to move forward after losing someone that close to us. So, as I mentioned, forgiveness comes in that. Lots of dealings with different emotions, especially when it is a parent. So, lots to deal with, but I'm hoping that anybody that sees this and may be going through this at this time will realize that whatever you're dealing with and whatever you are feeling, oh hi Margaret, that's fine. Like there's no judgment at all. Do what you need to do to grieve, to get through things, to be able to move forward. Know that your loved ones are always near, and that you don't have to go somewhere specific. You don't have to go to a church. You don't have to go to a graveyard. You don't have to go some place to be with them. They're around you all the time. So hopefully, in some way, that's comforting as well to know that all you have to do is say hi, and your parents or whoever can be around. So, hi Heather, nice to see you here as well. So, it's it's just a reminder that we're never alone. We're never far from our guides or our angels or our parents, even if they have passed. And I hope that that brings some peace and some love, because that's really what they are sending you from their place in heaven, to you, and they want you to move forward. And even the grapes are telling you go and have some fun too, right? So they want you to enjoy life. They don't want you to stay in that grief for long. They want you to do what you need to do to move forward and to be successful. Don't get tied in the knots, and don't put on a show. Be who you are and deal with it however you deal with it. As I said, everyone's different. So, a heavy topic tonight, but I felt like it was important, and I'm so appreciative of you guys dropping in and watching. And if you have any comments, I'd love to know how you've dealt with grief, what you feel about with the afterlife, all of those questions. I'd be happy to share my opinion, even if it doesn't match yours. As well, let everyone know that, of course, I do 30 and 60-minute tea leaf readings. I book those Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, and I'd be happy to help you, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you're at those crossroads or looking for some guidance or helping you move forward in some other way. So I look forward to doing that and connecting with everyone. And I'll mention again, too, that I take tips. So if you enjoy what I'm doing and would like me to be able to continue, there is a link for PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee or some other thing, and I appreciate all of the tips. And Zahara's finally made it. I'm just wrapping up now, so feel free to watch the replay, and I'll say goodnight to everyone, and thank you so much. I appreciate your support and your love. Take care, everybody. Good night.